Today's show is brought to you by Boohoo Man. Please check out the link in our description below and use promo code TFT to get an extra 10%, so up to 40% off their entire clothing range. Lots of different types of styles, nightwear, summer wear with the summer just a few months away, the active wear for the guys and ladies in the gym. Make sure you're smashing the like and share button as well. Welcome back to the Football Terrace. And what an interesting 12 hours or so for the Harry Maguire situation. So just last night, the Mirror released reports that the captaincy is to be taken away from Harry Maguire, or the conversations about removing it have started to happen. Ronaldo and the manager, along with Harry Maguire, have reportedly had discussions together that Maguire could lose the captaincy, that they're embroiled in a power struggle over the Man United captaincy. Young players want to stay loyal to Maguire, but they kind of know that they need to move on to somebody else. Maguire feeling ostracized and pushed out and undermined in the dressing room. He feels that players are losing respect for him. This was a story late last night. And then what do we see today? Harry Maguire has come out and he has said, this is his direct tweet from his Twitter page, I've seen a lot of reports about this club that aren't true. And this is another. I'm not going to start posting about everything that is written, but I needed to make this one clear. We're united and focused for Sunday. Enjoy your day, everyone. And of course, this was in direct response, as you can see here, to the Mirror article that David McDonald put out yesterday evening, a timestamp here, about 7 p.m. that went out. We did content on it. We spoke about it. A lot of United fans feeling fairly excited that Maguire could lose the captaincy. And this is not a dig at the man. It's about the club standards. I've seen a lot of people out there today, ever before Maguire tweeted saying, got to stand by our captain, don't let the fan cameras, don't let the social media accounts, don't let the media divide us. I am confused. I am legitimately confused by this as a standing point, a starting point, whatever you want to call it, of fans. Rashford, Maguire have both now slammed the media. Lies, 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 lies. You're making things up. You're trying to create a divide. You're trying to come between us. But something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up in this. Now, do I believe that every element of every story that the media put out is true? No. And that's because in reality, that isn't the case. If you and I have an altercation and we tell somebody about it, and then they tell somebody about it, and then they tell somebody about it, over the course of time, the story changes. Equally, you and I could both experience the exact same situation. Do this. Next time you and your friends have an argument, a fight, a good night out, a brilliant day, whatever it is, do this as an experiment, legit. Get your person you're with or the people you're with to go home and write down how the day went and how you all felt about it. And then compare notes. Don't consult, just compare notes. If there's 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, you will definitely see 2 or 3 different variations, not just of what happened, but of how it felt, all your reactions to it. Also write down how you felt your friends felt in the situation. And you'll read it and go, that ain't where I felt. This is normal. What it doesn't mean is that the overarching experience isn't true, that the crux of the event isn't happening. And that's my belief in this. I think that elements of these stories trigger these players because, well, that isn't my train of thought, or that element didn't happen, therefore I can reject the whole notion. And what I've put out as a tweet, and I stand by this, Maguire and Rashford claiming the rumors are not true. And that is fair enough. They're claiming the rumors are not true. Okay? If the media is lying about the players and starting issues, trying to create a divide, I expect to see the players come together and create a united front and improve dramatically. This is where we see whether this is cap or whether this from the players or whether it's cap and lies from the media. The reaction. If Ronaldo and Maguire come face to face today in training, they will, and say, listen, we know this isn't true. We have got to show the fans that we are all together. The next performance should be out of this world. If we see a disjointed team fighting on the pitch, no cohesion, no teamwork, a group of individuals, I'm sorry, but I lean more towards believing there are large elements of truth behind these stories. Equally, if all this stuff is lies again, the club has got to start setting traps here. Because it's very easy to call the media out. Very easy to call the media out because they're never going to reveal their sources. Maguire and Rashford can call a journalist out all day, every day. They are never going to reveal who's given them that information. Whether you and I want them to, whether Rashford wants them to, whether the Queen wants them to, they're never going to do it. Because if they reveal who the sources are, they stop getting information. What I do know about working in that world, only loosely, you have to be able to internally, you have to really be able to show your claims are true or where you've got the information from. The sources of this information are not the janitor, the cleaner. They're not a steward. It's not somebody that works on one of the food canteen things. I don't know what they're called. Where fans get the food from. I don't know what they're called. It isn't the bloke selling the programs. These are not the people sharing the information. No journalist worth his salt, and Disco Mirror, as his Twitter tag is fairly reliable, fairly credible in the industry. He isn't just going to listen to some hoo-ha Henry and print a story. So I do believe there's elements of truth. However, if they're not, then I expect to see a large improvement. And I'll say this as well to a lot of fans. Fans don't like hearing this, but I think it has to be said. Get off the Glazers' teat. Get off the Glazers' breast. There are clearly problems at this football club. And I know we all... Listen, I want to ride out for my players like anybody else. My natural instinct is to ride out for them, is to stand by them through thick and thin. The problem is sometimes in life, tough love is needed. Whether or not you think Harry Maguire should lose his armband, him playing for us right now is a calamity because he's awful. Didn't start off awful, in my opinion. I stand by that. His first year at the club, I thought he was very good indeed, and he showed the potential to go on to be a top centre-back for Man United and worth every single penny that we spent on him. But his regression is clear. His lack of performance, consistency, leadership skills, and confidence means he has to be out of the team. But people are defending him because he's the captain. What is this mediocrity? Go and do your research on the club's greatest ever manager. Research his ruthlessness. When a player became too big for his boots, spoke out of turn, wasn't consistent in his performances, was letting the team down, leaking goals, costing trophies, costing points, they were all let go. Every now and then you get a maverick. Eric Cantona was a great example. It's a brilliant story about an event in the mid-90s that the United players were invited to. And Ryan Giggs, I know, was one of the players, and a few others. They turned up. They kind of had suit. They were dressed smartly, but their shirts were untucked. And Fergie screwed his face up and he walks over. Tuck your shirts in. What do you think this is? No riffraff. They're like, oh, sorry, boss. Tuck their shirts in. Yeah. 5 minutes later, Cantona turns up. Trainers, a cap on. Not dressed smartly at all. Fergie grabs him, puts his arm around him, turns him round, says to his teammates, and of course his players, this is style, lads. Fergie knew that he could treat Cantona like that because Cantona was delivering. So I'm not against favoritism to a degree, but the person you're giving favoritism to has to elevate your team, has to make you a better side, has to deliver for you. This has always gone on in football, and I bet it's going on right now in some of the most successful clubs. But the excuses for Maguire have to stop. I personally believe this is the beginning of the end for him. And if the captaincy does go, which it should, if the captaincy goes, that'll be confirmation of that. But I think Man United should look to go beyond Maguire at the end of this season, especially if his form doesn't turn around. And by the way, if he can get back to his first season form and start performing to that level in 95% of his games, I will change my tune. because all I want is for my players to deliver so my team can be successful. And I see so much support right now for Maguire that's unwarranted. You don't need to abuse him. You don't need to call him names. You don't need to attack his family. You don't need to belittle him for helping a young, sick child yesterday. All of that is abhorrent. None of that is justified at all. Anybody doing that, I block. If I see them doing it, I don't go for everybody's timeline to know what everyone's up to. If I see it, I block them. I don't interact with individuals like that. But again, too many dullards conflate the two. Terry, you're part of the problem because you're saying Maguire should be dropped. Therefore, you're part of the abuse. No, that's criticism. Going to keep doing it. I respect your opinion, but it isn't going to stop. I'm not going to stop criticizing bad performances for Man United, players that need to be out of the first team, bad decisions by the Glazers. I'm not going to do it. Abusing them is very different, and that should not happen. But Maguire has come out and categorically denied that these rumors are true. He has said that this is not going on. Where do you stand? What is your opinion on this? I want to know now what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Who are you backing? And based on what you're backing, what do you expect to see next? I need to know from you. I need to understand. I really, really do. Make sure you smash that like button before you leave. Big shout out to our title sponsors, Boohoo Man, again, for backing the Football Terrace. You can get your extra discount, as I say, with code TFT10. Use the link in our description below as well. Available across a number of countries, including the United Kingdom and, of course, the United States of America. Until next time, people, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you soon.